The ancient Romans had a zest for life and knew how to relax. The Romans finished work by noon. They played board games and recreated naval battles at the Colosseum. Supper could last from 1 to 4 hours. Here's what an ordinary day looked like for an average Roman. The Romans were early birds. They woke up before dawn. Some had early jobs. Others couldn't sleep because of the noisy streets. With no electric lights, the Romans tried to finish their daily tasks before sunset. They wasted no time getting ready. Breakfast was just water. Bathing was saved for the afternoon. Commuting depended on how far you lived. Rome had a messy layout of streets and roads. Outside visitors had to park carts at the gates and walk inside. Caesar banned carts in the city, except for builders. Afternoons were for fun. The Romans had theaters, races, and a Colosseum. Gladiators fought in the arena. Hunters captured exotic animals. Sometimes Romans flooded the Colosseum floor. They put out fake ships, so fighters could act out old naval battles. People bought snacks like fruits and nuts. The Romans took leisure to another level. They filled time by strolling, gambling, exercising, or bathing. Public bathhouses, called thermae, were essential. Rome had built them since the 3rd century BC. By Pliny's time, there were thousands. Kids entered for free. Adults paid around half a cent. Water came by aqueducts. It was heated by furnaces, within walls or under floors. Most baths featured gardens, walkways, and exercise spaces. The Romans played a tennis-like game, interpostum, similar to rugby. They also enjoyed board games. Duodecim scripta was an early backgammon. There was a game similar to drafts. Players often bet on the results. Public baths closed at sunset. Supper was the main meal of the day. For patricians, supper lasted 1 to 4 hours. Lavish emperor banquets went until midnight or early morning. Wealthy Romans had dining rooms. They featured reclining couches, not tables and chairs. Couches surrounded square tables with food. Romans ate lying on their side, weight on one arm. The other hand was used to eat. The host provided knives and spoons to prepare and serve food, but Romans primarily ate with their hands. Proper suppers had at least 7 courses. Appetizers, 3 main dishes, 2 roasts, and 1 dessert. Dishes included dormice with honey and suckling pig with dates. Red mullet was the top delicacy. It was so hard to catch that it could bankrupt a host. The Romans enjoyed a variety of wines. Honey wine was a popular choice. Some wines blended resin and pine. Respectable Romans didn't act or sing. Those were activities reserved for professionals and slaves. They could dance as long as they didn't get too good at it. The rich were escorted home by torch-bearing slaves. Other citizens had to navigate in the darkness. No oil lamps illuminated the roads. Most commoners relied on the city guards. These watchmen patrolled from nightfall to daybreak. But ancient Rome was far too big to fully monitor. At its peak, it was home to 1 million people.